Sometimes the hardest goodbyes aren't loud. They don't come with dramatic announcements or sudden shocks. They arrive quietly, wrapped in reflection, emotion, and the realization that something beautiful has changed forever. That's exactly the kind of moment Kelly Ripa and Mark Consueloso recently shared, and it touched fans far more deeply than anyone expected. Kelly and Mark have always been open about their lives, but they've never been ones to chase sympathy or headlines. Their story isn't about tragedy, it's about love, time, and the ache that comes when a chapter closes, even when you know it's supposed to. This wasn't a loss you could point to with one word. It was a feeling, a shift, a goodbye to something that had been part of their daily rhythm for years. Kelly spoke with honesty that felt raw yet familiar, like a friend admitting something she'd been holding in for a while. She explained that life has a way of moving forward whether you're ready or not, and sometimes you don't realize how much you'll miss a moment until it's already passed. Mark, sitting beside her, listened quietly, nodding in that way that only someone who truly understands can. When he finally spoke, he brought his usual warmth and humor, gently lightening the mood while still honoring the emotion behind it. Together, they revealed that what they were grieving wasn't a person, but a season of life. For years, their world revolved around a certain kind of chaos. Busy mornings, overlapping schedules, family routines, shared responsibilities, and constant motion. Their home was full, loud, and alive in a way that only a growing family can create. And now, slowly but surely, that fullness has begun to change. Kelly admitted that the house feels different now. Not empty, but quieter. Not lonely, but reflective. She joked that she still catches herself cooking too much food, forgetting that not everyone is sitting around the table anymore. Mark laughed and added that he still waits to hear footsteps that no longer rush through the halls. It's funny, they said, how you spend years longing for peace and quiet, only to miss the noise once it's gone. The loss they shared was the loss of a phase they can never get back, the version of life where everyone was under one roof needing them every day, the version where time felt endless and the future felt far away. Kelly became emotional as she described realizing that some moments happen for the last time without you knowing it. The last rushed morning, the last late-night talk in the kitchen, the last time the house felt completely full. Mark reached for her hand, squeezing it gently, reminding her and everyone listening that while something was ending, something else was beginning. Their love story, at the center of it all, has always been about growing together. And this moment was no different. They joked about how they're now relearning what it means to be just the two of them again. Kelly laughed about how she suddenly notices Mark's habits more than ever. Mark teased that Kelly talks to the house like it's still full of people. Their banter brought smiles, even as their words carried weight. That balance of laughter and tears is what made fans feel so connected. Kelly explained that the sadness surprised her. She expected pride. She expected happiness. She didn't expect grief to show up alongside them. But it did, quietly, honestly, and she decided not to push it away. Mark shared that he feels the same way. He talked about standing in familiar spaces and realizing how much love had lived there, how grateful he is for every moment they had, even if it hurts a little to say goodbye to that version of life. This wasn't about regret, it was about appreciation. Kelly reminded fans that feeling sad doesn't mean you're ungrateful. It means you cared. It means something mattered. And sometimes the depth of your sadness is simply a reflection of the depth of your love. Fans immediately understood. Messages poured in from people who saw themselves in Kelly and Mark's words, parents, couples, anyone who has watched life change right in front of them, anyone who has smiled through pride while quietly wiping away tears. And through it all, Kelly and Mark remained exactly who they've always been, honest, loving, and deeply connected. They spoke about how this moment has brought them even closer, how they talk more now, how they sit together longer, how they're learning to enjoy a slower pace, even as they miss the busier days. Mark joked that he's rediscovering how funny Kelly really is without distractions. Kelly fired back that Mark is realizing how much she was doing behind the scenes. Their banter broke through the sadness, reminding everyone that joy and grief can exist side by side. Kelly ended her thoughts with a gentle reminder that life doesn't stop when something ends, it simply changes shape. And while goodbyes are painful, they also make room for new memories, new traditions, and new ways to love. Mark added that the greatest comfort comes from knowing that nothing truly disappears. The love stays, the memories stay, and the bond they built as a family will always be part of who they are. By the time they finished speaking, fans weren't crying because of heartbreak, they were crying because of recognition, because we've all been there, saying goodbye to something we loved even when we know it's time, holding on to memories while stepping into something new, feeling both grateful and sad at the same time. Kelly and Mark didn't reveal a tragedy, they revealed truth, and sometimes that's even more powerful. Their story reminds us that love isn't just about beginnings, it's about honoring endings too, and doing it together. If this story touched your heart, made you smile through tears, or reminded you of someone special in your own life, take a moment to share it. Leave a comment. Reach out to someone you love, because life moves fast, and moments matter more than we realize. And sometimes the most painful losses are simply the ones that remind us how full our hearts have been all along.